صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح. 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 صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. What is صباح الخير? Okay. صباح. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. Answer. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. Or صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. So صباح الخير or صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. Okay? Someone who didn't know any Arabic, what do you think? This is good morning. Should we try? Let's see if we can break this down a little bit. Where's the morning?
No.
If this were just like English, it would be this part, right? What do you think? Okay, so this part is morning. So what's this part? I think it's activated, so if you're still for too long, it just turns off automatically. Okay, what about this part? What do you think? So this means good, the whole word?
Oh, yes.
L is what? Is the? How do you know that?
Like Arabic has like a lot of L's in front of a lot of stuff.
It's like L in Spanish.
Like the L in Spanish? Okay, the definite article in Spanish. Okay, you've heard a lot of Arabic names before that have L in them. Okay, so this is literally morning? The good. Morning the good.
Yeah.
How does that become good morning? Morning?
The morning is good.
It's not a sentence. Little word. It's not a sentence. Morning is good. This would turn it into a sentence, but it's not a sentence. It's just a phrase.
For?
Morning for the good. Okay. Any other ideas? Morning with the good. Good. We're on the right track. Hey, there we go. Morning of the good. Very good. Morning of the good. This is a construction we're going to learn a lot about. Very typical in Arabic. It's called an idafa, where no writing. I'll let you know if I want you to write anything. Okay? I'll let you. You're going to see all of this stuff written. Okay? So, morning of the good. Morning of the good. Sabah al-Nur. Morning of the. Any ideas? Morning of the light. Morning of the light. صباح الخير. يلا صباح الخير. صباح الخير. صباح النور. صباح النور. صباح النور. I'd like this half of the class to say good morning to this half of the class. يلا.
صباح الخير.
Again.
صباح الخير.
Again.
صباح الخير.
Again. صباح الخير. صباح النور. صباح الخير. صباح النور. صباح الخير. صباح النور. Let's switch it.
صباح الخير. صباح النور. صباح الخير. صباح النور.
Very good. Here's another one for you. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. What's أهلا وسهلا? أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا.
I don't know literally, but I think everybody says welcome when they say out, but I don't know what.
أهلا وسهلا. Okay, welcome.
Good. Oh, it's welcome.
أهلا وسهلا. أهلا. Oh, I see why you're thinking goodbye, because it looks like I'm waving. I'm sorry. Okay, you could sort of do that for what it means, but let me not do that because that's misleading you. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. What do you think it means? Welcome.
Hello.
Okay, now you knew that before this class, right? What did we say? You remember what we said yesterday about not volunteering answers if you already know them? Thank you. Okay, أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. Hello. أهلا وسهلا. Hello. The response? أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. يلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. And the response? Or أهلا بيك. Does this sound familiar?
Yes.
Like what? Very good. From yesterday. تشرفنا بيك. So you can say either أهلا بيك or بيك. أهلا بيك or أهلا بيكي. Just like تشرفنا بيك, تشرفنا بيكي. Let's get up and have a cocktail party. And let's add this to yesterday's. So what was should we go over? Review really quickly? Whatever. Whatever. See. Whatever, wherever. Okay. Let's get up and let's add our صباح الخير, صباح النور, أهلا وسهلا, أهلا بك, تفضلوا.
أنا من مدينة هيوستن في تكساس. أنا من مدينة ماينارد في نورث كارولاينا. تشرفنا بيك.
Can I ask two brave souls to do a demonstration for us? I'd like two people that really didn't know any Arabic before yesterday. Bobby? Kate? Jen? Yeah.
Okay.
أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا بك.
أنا اسمي بابي.
أنا اسمي جن وأنا من مدينة أوستن في تكساس.
أنا من مدينة هيوستن في تكساس. تشرفنا بيكي.
All right. Fantastic. Very, very nice. I hope you noticed too that the stuff from yesterday seemed really easy today, didn't it? It's amazing how that works. You know, once it kind of settles in, even if you haven't repeated it since yesterday. Did you find that? That it was just sort of there, you know? It's interesting how our brains work with language like that, right? But it helps to come back and then really get it down. Excellent. Very good job. Okay. We're going to do a group activity now in groups of 4. What did you learn about Arabic in your homework last night? So with 3 partners, I want you to talk about what you learned about Arabic, how it's written, how it's spoken, anything else. Whatever you learned in your homework last night. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes or so to do that, and then we'll kind of share and see if we've got all the important things, see if you have any questions about what you read, clarifications, okay? So let me see, I'm sorry, how many students did we say we had today? 16. Perfect. 4 groups of 4. Okay, very good.
So in that part of the video, I already knew a lot of what I said, but what I can't remember.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to mention this, that I don't want you to look at your books. I want you to try to remember as much as you can. And the reason is not because I'm trying to test you to see if you read, but because when you do that, when you pull information out of your head and you make yourself remember it, you learn it, right? As opposed to just looking at it again, which is kind of very passive. So that's kind of the reason for doing that. And help each other. You know, you won't forget, you won't remember something, but one of your partners will. So. And tell me what you talked about in your group, and let's see if we can kind of make a list of the important things that we learned about Arabic. How it works, how it's written, how it's spoken.
Right to left.
Okay, very good. It's written from right to left. What else?
The way the letters are shaped changed their position in the word.
Shape of letter changes depending on what? How many positions are there?
3.
Okay. What are they? Initial, medial, final. There's another shape, kind of independent or alone if it's not connected. Good. What else?
And then if it's, whether it's print or script, it's all the letters are connected unless it's the standalone.
Very good. So letters connect except certain ones, right?
Yeah.
There's certain that are called, what do you think they might be called? The letters that don't connect. The non-connectors. The non-connecting letters. Those are the ones that don't connect. Okay, good. What else? So the letters connect except certain ones.
There are 3 primary dialects.
Okay. What do you all agree? There are 3 primary dialects of Arabic?
Primary ones, and then there are like subsections in the Levantine dialects.
Mm-hmm. Where did you get that from, that there are 3 primary dialects?
Somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Did
one
I don't-
subsecond like formal Arabic and like another dialect.
So those are the 3 dialects of Arabic are formal, Levant, and Egyptian? Okay. So those are the ones we're learning. Those are the ones we're focusing on, but certainly not. Okay. So we will be learning 3, let's call them varieties. What are they?
MSA.
Okay, something called MSA or formal. And what else? Egyptian, because the Egyptians say their j as a g, so Egyptian and what's the other one called? Levantine or what's the other word it's referred to with? Shami. Shami. Very good. Shami from the Sham. The Sham is the larger, greater Syria. The Sham. Okay. What else? There are these 3 varieties that we are going to focus on. Varieties, but they're not the only varieties that there are, right? Yeah.
You're saying for like the different sounds, like it's, you write it phonetically, like television, if you
Very good.
be spelled differently.
So it's a phonetic language,
Yeah,
right?
phonetic language.
Do we all? Are we all? What does that mean? It's a phonetic language.
So the alphabet is corresponding to its sound of the language.
Very good. So 1 sound, 1 letter, and 1 letter, 1 sound, more or less. Good. What else?
There is a vowel
Jen.
system that is added in formal religious texts as well as, in religious and sacred texts, as well as in elementary texts. But
Good.
the
Okay.
vowels are not there.
So vowels in sacred texts and children's, should we say? Children's books, maybe, or elementary school kind of texts, vowels. But,
Beginner's college.
and in a beginner's, and in a what?
Beginner's college text also.
In a beginner's college text.
But those are removed for just normal everyday, like newspaper, regular book settings. And you get the meaning for the more unclear words that you cannot tell that the consonants form the word from the context.
You know from the context, right, what it is, okay? What's that mean?
I love Paris.
There you go. It's not difficult to read without,
Vowels.
especially the short vowels. You'd be amazed, right? Then that's basically how Arabic is written. Context and what we know about language. Okay, what else? Vowels. So can we talk a little bit about this? What did you understand about these different varieties?
Formals like television and newspaper, like
No, right. That's basically what the newspapers are written in.
It's not like spoken every day.
Great. Not like spoken every day. So we've got Egyptian, spoken every day in Egypt, and then Levantine, spoken every day, the everyday language of the Sham. The MSA, the more formal, used to write newspapers. You said television. Can we be more specific about that? News broadcast. That's the big thing where you hear Al Jazeera news broadcast. What things on television, though, might you find less of this and more of the...
Soap operas.
Soap operas! Believe it or not, there are some that are in Fusha, but yes, many soap operas nowadays especially are in the dialect. What else? Music? It exists in both. There's definitely a lot of music that's in the formal. But thinking about television, what kinds of shows might you expect not to have as much of this, the MSA, the formal?
Game shows.
Game shows?
Or
Sitcoms, soap operas? Cartoons?
Like TV shows.
Who's the audience for cartoons? So what are they trying to teach the children? Believe it or not, now more and more you see them in dialect, but in fact there's quite a few cartoons that are done in the formal. It sounds kind of Tom and Jerry in this very formal sort of Shakespeare. It's like Tom and Jerry in Elizabethan English. If you can imagine that. What else? What other kind of shows on television might you expect a more informal kind of a setting and more dialect, more
TV series.
Reality shows.
reality shows, talk shows?
Big Brother Lebanon.
Talk shows? But very popular in the Middle East television series, or you go down into the streets and ask people, you know, what's your opinion about this or that, the other thing?
What about like sports shows? Would that be formal or informal?
Formal or informal? Sports. You mean the narration?
Yeah.
Sports narration? It's a combination. It's a combination. A lot of times what you have is situations where there is rehearsed language, or the opportunity for the person using the language to have rehearsed in advance, because not many native speakers actually command this language well enough to produce it spontaneously without rehearsal. Hence television broadcasts, where the broadcasters have had an opportunity to actually read what they're going to be broadcasting in advance. Anything else? Yes, Jen?
Is the distinction between formal and the more spoken dialects or variations as distinct as Elizabethan English versus normal modern English?
Yes, I would say. Yeah? Yeah?
I can give an example of Moroccan versus standard.
We'll have lots of examples later on today because we're going to look at the videos. Okay? Okay. I'm sorry because I do want to move along. Is there anything really in terms of Arabic, how it's spoken, how it's used? I think those were the main things. Kirsten, excuse me. Anything you'd like to add? Anything? Okay. All right. We're going to now do another activity. Would you, in your same groups of 4, open your book to page 2. You have a chart of the vowels. Excuse me, of the consonants. So I want you to just, with your partners, just go through and say the sound that each of the letters makes. Okay? And help each other remember. Correct each other if you can't remember exactly. So just go through the chart. I'll give you about 5 minutes to do that, okay?
Like you're trying to fog up glasses. How I remember that.
It's like I'm hissing, but without that.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? That's the sound in. Do we know a word with that sound?
Glottal. Pharyngeal. Oh, okay. You're asking for an actual word, not like the place of articulation.
Sorry.
Sabah.
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 How long do you hold out that word though? Like when you say it, it's like sabah. You should say it faster. So like sabah al-khair, or like
When I got done right here, I was like, oh, going
sabah al-khair.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to work on that. What I'm hearing you say is sabah al-khair. So I'm hearing two kha. Kha, kha. So sabah al-khair.
Sabah al-khair.
Can you hear that you're...
Yeah, sabah al-khair.
Get it farther down?
Khair.
That one's fine. The khair part is fine. It's the other one that's... Let me hear it.
Sabah.
Good, good. That's...
Sabah al-khair. See, but I always do it.
And that's why you're asking me, do it fast or slow, do it slow. Until you get control of it, then speed it up. Okay? But really get a good distinction between the and the kha. Good. Do you know any other languages that have a sound like that? Know any French? Do you know French? Rouge, Paris, Rouge. Do you know any French?
I'm trying to teach myself.
It's the R, it's the French R, especially the Parisian one.
It's like the TH, the law. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want you to say it and have them repeat it. They're not going to learn it that way. I want them to be remembering how to say it. And you can confirm for them or encourage them to repeat it if it's not quite right, but no modeling. Okay? I want you to kind of trying to be pulling it out. Nishi? Okay? Okay. We're going to move on to the second phase of this activity. Today we're kind of just getting the big picture, right? We're going to then take each of these sounds one by one and learn how to write them in all their positions and how to pronounce them. Today we're just kind of trying to get the big picture. So if there should still be quite a few questions that you have at this point, so don't worry about that. I'm going to hand each group of four, one person in the group of four, a set of alphabet flashcards, and I would like that person, Bobby in this case, to distribute the cards to his partners. And then if you just take any one randomly, and I'll show you what I want you to do with it.
Okay.
So Bobby's going to show this to his partners, and they're going to say, so. So together you're going to come to an agreement about what the sound is. So basically very similar to what you were just doing. What's the difference here? It's not in order. So you can't rely on knowing the order. So this is kind of the next level of knowing the sound symbol correspondence. Okay?
All right.
Good deal.
Okay, so
You will be my distributor. My distributor. Yes, in this group. My distributor. There you go. Let's see if we can get through these cards a couple of times.
okay, so I do just have
You can feel the air.
yes.
You got it. Yeah.
Good job.
Do we know that word? Do we know that word? Do we know that word? No. Do we, as in our class, have we learned a word recently?
Yes.
This morning?
Yes.
What is it?
Good morning.
What is it?
Sabah.
Okay, but how do we say that word? The morning?
Sabah.
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 Sabah. So we're going to want to work on distinguishing between ha and kha. Sabah al-khair is a very good phrase for learning that distinction because you have sabah, you have the ha at the end of sabah, and then al-khair. Sabah al-khair. Sabah al-khair. Sabah al-khair. So that you're going to want to work on that distinguishing. There is a tendency to say a kha for the ha. So you're going to want to work on really making a nice care. And saying good morning nicely and clearly and distinctly is a great way to practice that. Sabah al-khair. Sabah al-khair.
So where you roll your R.
No, I think the one where you roll your R is the one without the dot.
I can't even do that one.
Ra.
It's right. They're next to each other.
So what's this one? They're next to each other, right? Okay. So what's this one?
Za.
What do you think?
Or tha.
Why don't you put that one aside for a second and keep going, and then come back to it and see. Let me know what you finally decide, what you think it is. Okay?
Sa. Sha was the one with the dot. And then sa is the one without the dot.
Okay, so sha dot no dots.
Okay. And then. Okay.
This one is
That was Z sound.
yeah.
Yeah. Ha.
The other one is because the other one is ha.
It's like a K throat sound. So many Ks. This is just the normal D, I think. And then we have all the funky Ds that we don't know how to work out. You want to do it again?
Very good. So these are the two ones that you're confused about. What do you think about these? Can I help you with these?
Yeah. Is it do?
What is the difference
Which one?
between these two? Okay.
This one is the softer, and then this one's the more T, like do. Like I don't know.
Is that one do?
This one?
Do? And the other one is do?
Yes.
So close together.
There's hardly
Okay. So these two are what kind of letters? The emphatic, right? There's these pairs of letters in Arabic, right? So you have, what are those pairs?
Like one's softer than the other, like emphasis.
Emphatic, one's non-emphatic and one's emphatic. So,
Like double letters in English, like
so what are those pairs? What pairs do we have?
We have in Arabic?
the THs,
Yeah.
the not the ha and
So tha and the.
Wait, is it?
and the two Ks.
Kaf and Qaf.
Kaf and qaf. This is the ones I was going for, right? You have sa and
So.
so,
So.
right?
That one's it. We
Sa
don't like this
and
without the
so. Very good, without the dot. That's sort of the emphatic sa and so. And so this one is
Do. Or no. Yeah, do. Or do. It's like the more D sound.
not the more D sound, the
Do.
D sound.
Oh, okay. It is
Yeah,
D sound.
yeah,
But
it is.
It's not the duh. Like
Here's the pair. De.
okay.
There you go. That's the pair. De, do, se, so. Yeah, find those pairs. There's four of them. There's four of them. Find them for me. Can we go through the alphabet? And will you tell me what sounds these words make? Can you see these words? Thank you. Okay. Sa. This one is written a bit differently than it is in your chart, right? Ha. We know a word. What word did we learn today that has this sound in it? Or what phrase? Ahlan wa sahlan. Twice. Ahlan wa sahlan. Okay, we're going to get this. Here, let me see. These are the... There we go. Good. This is?
Or is it up on top or is it
Ra. Ra. It's rolled R, huh? Ra. Very good. Good. Great. To. To. So this is the emphatic pair or sister or brother to te. Huh? Good. To. To. Na. Very good. So. Again, the emphatic sister or brother of? Sa. Sa, so. Ta, to. Very good. Fa. Good. Da. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. The. So this is the emphatic sister of whom? The. What would be the? Huh? The. What does that one look like? Does anyone have the there? Show me the. Show me the really quickly. Does anyone have the up? Show me the. Show me the. So the, that's the. That's the. Show me the. Show me the. The. Who's got the? There we go. There it is. Huh? The. And this one? The. The. Very good. Okay, this one? Very good. This is kind of like the emphatic of what? Ka. Ka. So ka, just a K sound, and this is ka. Ka. Reminds me a little bit of crows cawing. Caw, caw, caw. Caw, caw. Ke, caw, caw, caw. Very nice. It's farther back in the mouth. Blank. Okay, thank you. As in what word? Sabah. Very nice. This one we just did. The. As in? Khair. So sabah al khair. Good. Do. Upside down. I think we already did this one anyway, didn't we? Very good. Excellent. Okay. Questions? This is just an overview. Like I said, we're going to take each one by one, learn how to write it and read it, and really work on the pronunciation very, very carefully. Any questions about letters, letter sound correspondences? We're going to do some listening now. What I would like you to do for just a second while I go to the other room and get the DVD, which I left in the other classroom. Do you have your DVD? Thank you. So would you, with a partner right now, we're gonna go through and we're gonna do some listening. We're gonna work on listening to understand, but also what I want to focus on today is what steps we use when we're listening. Normally you'll be doing this kind of listening homework for homework, not in class. We're doing it today in class so that we can talk a little bit about the strategies that I want you to be applying when you do your listening homework at home. So you read about this, right, as part of your homework. So would you take a minute with a partner just to talk about what you remember, don't reread it, close your book, what you remember about what you read about the different steps of when you do a listening at home. What different steps should you do? What you do the first time you listen, the second time you listen, etc., right? With a partner, see how much of that you can remember, okay? Yes? First time we listen, what are we doing? First time you listen to a video, what should you do?
We expect to hear.
Okay,
Like
so
before we listen, we think about what we expect.
excellent, and we're going to use that same principle when we read. Okay, so getting yourself ready to read or listen, take a little bit of time to sort of develop some expectations. Good, predicting what you might be about to, kind of get your brain ready to listen or read. What else? First listening. As you're actually listening, what should you be doing or thinking about doing? Saying it out loud.
Try to recognize the sounds, the letters.
Recognizing individual sounds and letters.
Recognizing the greetings that you have used.
So trying to maybe focus on what you know, not what you don't know. This seems so obvious, but actually, what do we tend to do when we're listening? Exactly. As soon as you hear a word that you don't know, what do? Freeze, stop listening, and then it's gone. Right? So really important, same principle in reading. In reading, you can recoup a little bit, though, because if you find yourself doing that, you can go back. In listening, you're lost. If you start focusing on the things that you don't know, you're a goner, right? Because then it's gone, so you can't. So it's real important to think. Focus on what you know and what you can get out, what you can understand. Focus on the big picture, the forest, right? Don't get bogged down. Don't let yourself stop in front of the trees. So you want to you're creating a context for yourself, right? Then in later listenings, you can start listening for more detail. But the first one, just kind of think of stepping back, letting the language just kind of flow over you. Don't let yourself stop listening. You want to try to create that big picture. What's going on? What can I get out of what's going on in the situation? And not just from listening, right? You want to even be able to sort of focus on body language and other things that might be giving you clues to what's going on and what meaning is being communicated, right? So definitely not staying away from those details. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay? A first listening, focusing on the forest.
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. اسمي حسني بنيس وأنا من المغرب من مدينة مكناس.
السلام عليكم. أنا اسمي علا نجاح الشارجي. أنا من مدينة بغداد في العراق.
صباح الخير، أنا اسمي إكرام المصمودي، أنا من تونس من مدينة فاس.
صباح الخير، أنا اسمي شكري جوهر وأنا من مصر من مدينة القاهرة.
أهلا وسهلا، أنا اسمي وفاء أبو النعاج، فلسطينية من مدينة الناصرة.
السلام عليكم، أنا اسمي عوض مبارك من السودان، وفي السودان أنا من مدينة الخرطوم.
Good. Okay, so what's going on? What are they saying? What are they doing? Introducing themselves. Let's try to do this actually one at a time so we can hear everybody's contributions. Okay, so
they're saying hello in some way, and then where they're from.
Where they're from.
What their name is.
What their name is. Okay. What else did you get?
Saying where they're from.
Excuse me?
Saying where they're from.
Mm-hmm.
Some city and state.
They're saying, could you speak up so everybody can hear?
City and state.
City and...
Or state or country.
It kind of sounded, or I don't know if you're going to go to like someone would put the country before the city.
Can you hear her? I can't. You have better ears than I do. Could you speak up a little bit?
Some of them would put the country before the city.
Okay. Did anyone else notice that?
Yes.
Variations in word order? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Did we get where they're from? Where? Iraq. Egypt. Did you?
Yeah, the Cairo one.
Was there one from Sudan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tunisia.
What can we? What do you remember them saying in Arabic? Mm-hmm. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I meant about the place names. So you heard these place names. Mm-hmm. You heard Egypt? Okay. And you know what that means?
Well, it's a Cairo.
Excuse me? Sorry? Was it, who said something about Cairo?
I think I heard Cairo.
You thought you heard Cairo? Okay, you thought you heard something that sounded like Cairo. Good. Okay, and so that you figured out that there's somebody from Egypt. Good. Let's listen more carefully to that. Okay, but you heard something that's really good listening, because it wasn't really Cairo, but it was something close that, and from the context you got, oh, okay, that's really good. That's exactly the kind of listening I want you to be doing the first time around, right? Because we'll listen to it on the second time and you'll see it's really kind of very distinct from the word Cairo, okay? And then when we listen the second time, let's see if we can figure out the name. For those of you that don't know the name of Egypt, I'm hearing a couple people that already know that name in Arabic. What else? Okay, good. So they're from Palestine. We heard Philistine. What else? Tunis. Good. So we heard also from Iraq and the city of? Okay, good. So not exactly the way we say it. What sound does it have in it? Good. The R sound, the Rein sound. Okay, good. So let's say, what second listening now. What else? Anything else in general about what you understood? Something where like you kind of understood, but there was like a piece that you didn't quite understand, that on the second listening you'd like to listen to it a little bit more carefully to see if you can figure it out.
Sometimes they say something right after like assalamu alaikum, or like that
Okay.
I don't understand.
Something right after assalamu alaikum. Which one? Do you remember?
The first one.
The first guy. Okay.
It sounded like there were some transitions between what they were saying.
Some transition words between the phrases that you don't know. Maybe you'd like to listen to again and see what those mean.
I know one of the girls said instead of fee, she said something else.
She said something else instead of fee. Okay.
Another word. Some of the words, but it sounds similar, but it's not exactly fee.
But I'm sorry. Okay. There were a lot of other words that were not fee. What makes you think it was fee?
She said her city and then her country, but in between those two, she said something else. It wasn't fee.
Okay. All right. What do you think it might have been? So she's talking about where she.
It probably meant like, but it was a different word, a different dialect.
Okay, let's listen to that again. Listen to that again and see what you hear this time, and see if you can figure out what word she's using and maybe why. Yes.
And there's only some countries use al, because like I think Iraq one sounded like she said al Iraq, but then.
Okay, this is a good piece of detailed information. So you notice that some of the countries had the L, the definite article on them, and some of them didn't, maybe. Okay, so for you kind of want to focus on this, listen a little bit. You're almost at a third listening at this point in terms of the detail of what you want to listen for, but that's fine. That's fine. Good, and let's listen to some of the names, the country and city names. Anything else? Okay. Second listening, more detail. Answering questions.
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. اسمي حسني بنيس وأنا من المغرب من مدينة مكناس.
السلام عليكم. أنا اسمي علا نجاح الشارجي. أنا من مدينة بغداد في العراق.
صباح الخير، أنا اسمي إكرام المصمودي، أنا من تونس من مدينة فاقس.
صباح الخير، أنا اسمي شكري جوهر وأنا من مصر من مدينة القاهرة.
أهلا وسهلا. أنا اسمي وفاء أبو النعاج، فلسطينية من مدينة الناصرة.
السلام عليكم. أنا اسمي عوض مبارك من السودان، وفي السودان أنا من مدينة الخرطوم.
Good. With a partner now, what additional pieces of information did you get this second time around, please?
that we don't know. Everything else kind of sounds like Sudan. We noticed that the girl, the Palestinian girl said Palestinia instead of Min Palestine. So that's a different way to say it.
Very good. A different way to say,
like where she's, or what kind of, where she's from.
Okay, okay, all right, good. What ethnicity? So what does this word mean?
Palestinia? Like she's Palestinian.
That's it. That's it. Very good. So I'm going to let them contribute what they figured out. It's beautiful.
They said Philistinia, which instead of saying where they're from Palestine, she was actually saying I'm Palestinian, which was explaining her ethnicity.
Right. So Philistine, Philistinia. America, Amerikia. Faransa. Very nice.
I was going to ask a question. Were they saying that before they said what city they were from?
Yeah, she said, well, my name is something that I can't understand. Philistinia, right afterwards. So she didn't say Min Philistine.
Very good. She just said
Philistinia, Ana Philistinia.
Ana Philistinia, exactly. Good. So even from the structure, you know it's not, because there's no min that would be a country name. Very nice.
I noticed the very last one, he says that he's from Sudan, and then he says that he's in Sudan, he's from Khartoum.
Very nice. So a little bit of a different. Did you figure out what the fee thing was?
It was Phil Iraq. So
Oh, great.
She gets the L, but she combined the fee and the L together.
Brilliant. Very nice listening. That's exactly what was going on. So what you were hearing was two words and not one, but that always get strung together as if they're one. And the fact that it caught you and you misunderstood it, and then on the second reading you figured it out, you're done. You know this now. It's great. This is great, right? So this is you will hear this a lot. Fi el something, and you're going to hear fil something, huh? But remember that el, it's the definite article of the next word. So it's fi el fil. Very nice. Anything else? Good second listening. Great second listening. Anything else? Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out if some people have really long names, or if they say something else before they go on.
Okay, so when you're hearing names, is it important to focus on the names? Is that a good thing to focus on?
If it's a personal one-on-one.
Sure, if you're meeting someone, it wouldn't be polite not to focus on their name. You want to focus on their name. In this context, though, probably, what is important, though, that has to do with the name?
When it ends and the next word begins.
Very good, Jonathan, right? When it ends. That's where you need to know, so you know you need to start at 10, yeah. So you're just kind of, and you from the intonation and things. What else? Great. Good second listening observations. Yes?
The first person said something like, his name was something Ben something, and it's like the structure of a lot of last names, Ben, whatever others.
Very nice. Okay, so Ben something.
So
You probably
like, recognize what the first name and the last name is.
from the structure. Something, Ben something. Very nice. Good. Okay, last listening. We just have a couple of minutes for this because I want to get to a song. We're going to listen to a song for the last 5 minutes of class. So we just have 2 minutes. I just want to do an example of what I want you to be doing on your third listening. So third listening here, we're really now looking at details. We have the general idea, and we figured out the big picture. We've figured out some of the individual details, not all of them. Now we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty. Now I want to really look at how the speaker is saying this. Okay? Here is where you might want to actually listen and repeat. You don't ever want to do listen and repeat until you already know what forest it is that you're in, right? This is not going to develop your listening skills if you do this, right? So please avoid listening to the video right from the beginning. And I know that there's going to be a temptation to do this, especially if you have a homework assignment. It's, like answer these questions. You're going to want to listen to the first sentence and then stop it. And then say, is the answer there? And then write the answer. Then listen to, please don't do this. Okay, that's why we're taking time in class to do this today, so that you will learn to use this approach when you do listening at home, okay? So we're just going to take 1 or 2, and I want you to actually, with a partner, repeat exactly what they said. Who should we listen to?
First guy.
The first guy? Okay, that'll make it easy. Where did you go? Excuse me, do I need to push it again? Thank you.
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. اسمي حسني بنيس وأنا من المغرب من مدينة مكناس.
With a partner. Okay, let's listen again. Let's listen again.
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم.
أهلا وسهلا مرحبا. مرحبا. What's مرحبا?
Hello.
Hello. مرحبا. مرحبا بكم. Yeah, to you, to y'all, right? Like what? Like what?
Like a teacher, or like to
Bikum. Do we know something similar to bikum? Bik and biki. So this is now bikum for a group. So bik, biki, bikum. Marhaban bikum. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum.
اسمي حسني بنيس وأنا من المغرب من مدينة مكناس.
Ismi. Two words, right? Husni Benis. Very nice. Ismi Husni Benis. What? Did you hear the what? Huh? Wa ana. Wa ana. Wa ana. أنا من المغرب. أنا من المغرب من مدينة مكناس. Okay. شكرا. Please remember to use these, steps for listening. We're not finished yet. We're going to listen to a song before you go. Does anybody know what tabbouleh is? Yes. What's tabbouleh? What kind of food? It's a salad made from? Bulgur wheat, tomatoes. What's the basic ingredient? Well, bulgur wheat, or it's green. Very good. Not cilantro, parsley. Very good. So I want you to listen to this song for its educational and comic and entertainment value, but also I want you to be thinking about how Arabic is like tabbouleh. How is Arabic like tabbouleh?
By now, I hope you get the point. Don't need close to for Red Bull vodka. You just gotta shake what you make the vodka. Take parsley from your sister, chop it up like handle shoplifter. Take the tomato and dice it. Don't forget to add all the spices. Then you take half cup of bulgur. Oh my God, it's gonna taste so good. Mama. the tabbouleh. In Syria they eat it the fastest and make sure to shake the basket. Never the foodie, Africa, Nabu, Djibouti. Tabbouleh, I hope I will finish it. It's to me like Baba spinach. But instead of getting muscle in both arms, I get the groove in my buttocks. Make a girl, she was a cutie. She said she had tabbouleh, but she made it without the tomato. So I had to tell her, see you later. Tabbouleh, tabbouleh makes me shake, shake, shake my booty. Eat it with lots of falafel. Eat it on top of the tabbouleh dance. Tabbouleh dance. Tabbouleh dance.
Okay, please. Have you ever seen that before? Yeah. He has some other ones. If you want to just type in tabbouleh, and he's got some other ones too. Just 2 minutes. How is Arabic like tabbouleh?
There's like different
makes you
parts, different versions.
Different versions of tabbouleh in different countries. They make it slightly differently in different countries of the Middle East, just like they speak different dialects. Good, that's one thing. What else?
It's a little rough your first time through, but it's really good.
A little rough on the first time through. Okay, so at UT, our curriculum here is actually it's unique in many ways. These new materials, especially that we're using, are a very new approach to teaching Arabic, combining different varieties of Arabic and trying to have you learn the variety that is appropriate to the task in the language that you're doing. So kind of accepting that Arabic is just a big tabbouleh. And there's some Egyptian and there's some Shami. Some of your classmates will be learning Shami, but next semester you might be in a class with them. So they'll be speaking Shami and you'll be speaking Egyptian, and then we'll also be learning Fusha. So in this class, what's our parsley going to be? The mainstay of our tabbouleh. No. No. What's the main parsley of our spoken? Egyptian, right. Okay, yeah. Fusha, I think of more of the tomatoes, maybe. Or maybe the bulgur, depend. I like my parsley with my tabbouleh with a lot of parsley. Anyway, thank you very much.